What is up, people? This is the Oracle. We are back online for more Vintage Cube. We got a pretty powerful pack here, a lot of good cards I would not mind first picking. There is the Mox Pearl, obviously, which is probably going to be the first pick. Very nice option here. Raphalos is good. Show and Tell is risky, kind of a build around. I think it's a little bit overrated maybe. You'd rather be playing Sneak Attack or Through the Breach most of the time. Still kind of a good card. Splinter Twin is great. You could try to first pick Splinter Twin, wheel the Exarch. Mystic is pretty nice, though I'm not a big fan of mid-range strategies in this cube. And then Entomb is just great. Very, very, very first pickable and nice card. We'll go with Mox Pearl, but pack was overall very powerful and a lot of nice options. Ooh, Library, interesting. Not sure what they picked, but Library is, I think it's just the third best card after Sol Ring and Black Lotus, in my opinion. That thing is just so insanely good. Like, if you can play that turn one, you just kind of win the game. No matter what you're playing or doing, it is that insane. Animate that is pretty nice, would go well with Entomb, but yeah, we'll pick Library. We'll just pick Power. I mean, can't really go wrong with Power, right? Alright, a little bit less exciting of a pack. Tutor could go well in Reanimator type of deck. Given what we have right now, I could suggest picking Mystic Confluence, which I do like quite a bit. Just a great card all around. It's actually, I think, better than Cryptic Command in Cube, somehow. I guess it's a little bit different, a little bit less versatile, but very often the effect is a little bit stronger, I think. Anyway, great card. Another option is just to pick Gilded Lotus, maybe go for big mana, big artifact deck of some sort with maybe, we could wheel, I think there was a Wildfire or a Burning of Sini in the pack we opened. We could try to wheel that and go for, an artifact, big mana deck of some sort. Yeah, I guess Lotus, let us stay a little bit more open. I do kind of love Mystic Confluence though. I've been very impressed with that card. So I'll just, go with that. This is not so exciting. Ravages of War could be good if we go for the mana deck, the artifact mana deck. Maybe just gonna pick that. I'm not really interested in anything else. Like, I guess Mirror's Wake is very powerful. But, yeah, I think I like Ravages of War here. Maybe trying to get some more, again, artifact mana. Though right now, it is true we are not seeing that many artifacts. Like, we first pick Mox Pearl and that's about it. Ooh. Gideon, Ally of Zendikar is very good. Probably gonna pick that. But I do kind of like Dragon Lord Archetype and Council's Judgment too. Archetype might just wheel. Hopefully it wheels if we go blue-white. That'd be nice. Gideon is just gonna be good no matter what. And then Judgment is nice. It's a good removal. I think it's not as good as Gideon though. Gideon is just amazing. Whoa, Cryptic Command, Damnation, Volcanic Island, I guess pretty good. Alright, well, we'll pick Cryptic, probably going for blue-white control, I mean maybe. Trying to do that at least. Glen now, oh my god. That's amazing. Banishing Light also quite good. I believe Glen's slightly better though. At some point we'll have to pick these pretty high though, like we already passed Council Judgment, now we are passing Banishing Lights. These are pretty important, I think the 3 mana deal with anything type of cards in the blue-white control decks. So, I mean, I don't think Judgment is gonna wheel, the Banishing Light might wheel, we might get a No-Ring later, but yeah, I do like this quite a bit. That being said, Glen is a little bit more unique and very powerful. Not looking like a Ravages of War deck right now, by the way. Probably gonna pick Arid Mesa so we can potentially fetch a Hallowed Fountain or Tundra later. Not really interested in anything else. Portal wheeled, interesting. Portal was, I think, well, the pack we opened was super good, and most of the good thing, pretty much all the thing I mentioned that were really good, did not wheel. Creeping Torpid is quite great too. We'll pick Portal. Portal is a little bit less necessary in blue-white control, just because when you're playing, I mean, blue control in general, you already have good card draw spell in blue. It's great in deck that don't have, in, you know, colors that don't get a lot of card advantage. Not sure how much I like Angel of Tensions. Probably fine. I think Manatize is probably a little bit better in this cube. Might be wrong. I'll pick Plateau here. Never been a big fan of Parallax Wave in cube. You kind of want to be mid-range or aggro so you can just kill people. I feel like in control it's not that good. You just want to, you know, real Wrath of God basically. Plateau could be nice if you want to splash for something like Agony, or maybe we don't even end up playing blue. I don't know. We'll see. Copter, probably not, but who knows? It's a powerful card for sure. Alright, well, we kind of want fixing early interaction, but powerful cards for a control deck so far. Getting both Cryptic and Confluence fairly late as well last game. Like, we got something like, well, like a third pick Confluence is not that insane. It's good, but it's like, it's not crazy. But then, I think something like 5th pick Command, 6th pick Glen is like really good sign. Okay, I don't really mind these. Having a Ballista around is nice. It's a good sideboard option against Mana Dork's deck, green deck. It's decent against mono red, kind of. Archangel is good sideboard against mono red, and Vanguard is actually I think a pretty great option against other control deck, just because it's a cheap threat that's very annoying to deal with. So yeah, getting some decent options here. Ashok is strong. It is a little bit weaker in, I mean, it's really strong in Legacy Cube, a little bit weaker in Vintage Cube, where things are a little bit faster. Right now, our mana is looking a little bit difficult. I mean, we are trying to play Cryptic with double white, maybe one library, which is colorless. Not sure I want to try splashing for another color when our mana base is already not good. So probably just going to pick Counterspell, which is great. Cannot really go wrong. I've been fairly impressed with Commit Memory actually in this cube, and I've used Memory quite a lot more than I would have expected. So yeah, I never really liked that card in Amonkhet or even in Standard, but in cube it kind of felt good somehow. I think Memory is a lot stronger in cube. Maybe that's the reason, because you can build deck with that can get a lot more mana than your opponent. Anyways, Counterspell is just much better, but you know, I think it was worth mentioning. Best card in the pack was probably the Demonic Tutor. Now there's a Yagmoth Wheel. We are pretty happy to pick Mana Leak though. Again, this is cheap interaction, which is kind of what we want. Right now we need fixing, one Wrath of God, a couple Spot Removal, and, you know, cheap Counterspell. Maybe a couple more finishers, but finisher is not really a big problem, I feel like, most of the time with these decks. Alright, Force Spike a little bit less exciting when we already have Manatize, but don't think we'll get to play Academy. Crusader, I guess, is a very strong sideboard option. Never been thrilled about Force Spike and Manatize. Not even like if I have to cut a, you know, a 24th, 25th card, it's gonna be these, most likely. I think I'd rather pick a very good sideboard option than something I'm probably not even gonna main deck. Yeah. I mean, you can main deck Crusader, it's just like, you know, I'd rather not. Ooh, Muldrifter or Ponder. Spellskite's pretty good too. I think completely off-color Signet's not that great, especially again when you're trying to cast cards like that. Cantrips are just great in Vintage Cube. Like, I mean, the more powerful your deck is, the better they get. Now, Muldrifter is just pretty nice. I think I might just pick Ponder though. I really love Ponder and Cantrips in general in these cubes. Ooh. Actually, Steam Vent makes Arid Mesa a piece of fixing between white and blue. I've never been super impressed by Dig Through Time. It's powerful, but it's really kind of slow. I don't know, maybe I should just pick that. I feel like we kind of want the piece of fixing though. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just underrating Dig Through Time, but Feels like, you know, this is kind of good fixing right now. Okay, compulsive research, nice. Especially since we just passed a pretty good card draw spell. Getting another one feels good. Ooh, Sheldock Isle. A little bit weaker in Vintage Cube because games tend to end a little bit quicker, but still good. Ancient Tomb is very powerful too. It's kind of at its worst in a control deck that's already not having a good mana base though. Like, even though the card is amazing, I think this is kind of the worst shell for it. You'd rather be aggro, you'd rather be combo, you pretty much anything but a control deck with a bunch of double blue, triple blue, double white, and already a library kind of making the mana base not so good. So probably just Sheldock here, which can, you know, produce color and mana. I kind of love it. It's a charm now. Not sure if it's worth splashing for. Wall of Omen I think is medium. We could want to pick Unexpectedly Absent, especially since we did not wheel the Banishing Light or the Council's Judgment, so probably kind of want one effect that can deal with stuff on board. Sacred Foundry. I'm not too interested in Commit Memory here, especially since we don't really have any fast mana. Foundry means that the splash for red is like really easy. Baneslayer is just great sideboard option against mono red. I think I just pick great sideboard option against aggro. Then fixing for a color I might not even splash for. This card is also very good against mono green just because, you know, it just kind of kills them pretty fast and make them unable to kill you, and mono green's just not backing a lot of removal usually. Electrolyte's not bad. I think we'd rather go with Disenchant for the main actually. I love main decking Artifact Hate in this cube. And this can also get enchantment. Not gonna play any of these, but there's Muldrifter Wheel, that's sweet. Legion's Landing. Actually, I think we'd rather get Helix maybe. Banisher Priest not bad against mono green. Any deck that doesn't have any rainfall basically, or many rainfalls. So we are pretty good regarding card draw, I think. With Portal, Muldrifter, Compulsive Research, Confluence, we don't need any more card draw. You can always use more cheap count spells, so I would take any of these. Removal is great, obviously. We kind of want a Wrath of God and more finishers at this point, and mostly a better mana base. Like, I really want one Tundra or Hallowed Fountain, that'd be amazing. Any blue-white land, any blue-white land. I've been incredibly impressed by Caracas lately. Might just pick that. Frost Titan is decent finisher. I don't think it's among the best. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick Caracas. This card, like, I lost game to this card single-handedly, and I won game with it. It's just like, it kind of wins against Reanimator, against a lot of things. It's good against Sneak Attack. It's like it's so good. I mean, against Sneak Attack, not that great, but again, through the breach at least. Show and Tell, yeah. Ooh, Colonnade. Probably gonna pick that over anything at this point, and there's kind of nothing in this pack, so that's, yeah, that's great. Hallowed Fountain again. Probably gonna pick that over anything. Monastery Mentor would be pretty great here, especially since we are packing like 2 creatures right now. Hallowed Fountain I think is a little bit too important though. Monolith's not bad, though we cannot really use the mana as it is. Okay, well, we got the fixing we needed, which is nice. Don't mind a Venser. I mean, Resto is kind of cute with Muldrifter and Glen, but truth is the card is not looking too good right now. Reflector Mage. Since we are a little bit it's either that or Jace. I think Jace is a much better card in general now. We are in a spot where we are a little bit loaded on 4-drop and a little bit lacking early and cheap interaction, which could make the mage a little bit better than it usually is. This deck doesn't have any reroll is the problem. Like we have the unexpectedly absent. We have counter spells which can help, a couple bounce spell, but we have no Swords to Plowshare, no Path to Exile, no, I don't know, Journey to Nowhere, no Wrath of God, which is really frightening actually. Given the curve and the lack of interaction, I think it's going to be Mage over Jace, especially since Jace is kind of mostly a card draw spell, and we already have a lot of card draw. Ooh, Control Magic. Yeah, it's going to be Control Magic. Since we got to pick two pretty good pieces of fixing earlier, I think we can afford to pick Control Magic now, and we kind of need... It's good. It's really good because it's half finisher, half reinvol. Yeah, pretty nice. Chase Mind Sculptor, Wrath of God, oh my, jeez. We need the Wrath real bad, but can't really pass Jace ever when I'm playing control. Our curve is somewhat clunky. I mean, it's not the worst. I mean, this kind of comes later anyways, and we don't have a lot of things after 5, so it's probably just fine. Probably gonna play Arid Mesa because, you know, can fetch Hallowed Fountain, and then probably gonna play Steam Vent just because if we already fetched or got the Hallowed Fountain, then Mesa can still fetch some blue, which is nice. Plateau, on the other hand, is kind of unnecessary. Unless we end up playing some red cards, obviously. We have a lot of mana actually here. We kind of need more playables for the deck because, yeah, we need more playables. We are short on playables. I think there's a couple things that should wheel though. Given the curve, I think we just pick Vendulent Clique over Agony or Hero. Declaration in Stun is actually, again, not the biggest fan, but given our pretty important lack of Reinvol and Wrath of God, it might just be right to pick it here. Like, we have no way to deal with things on board except bouncing these. Or Control Magic, I guess. Yeah, this is not a pick I would usually make. I'm not super happy to make it, but I think we need one removal at least. One real removal. Not gonna play any of these most likely. Maybe Spectral Procession just because we could use Finisher and we are a little light on playables. I hope not though. Angel of Invention. I think I'd rather main deck that than Baneslayer just because it's a little bit better against Removal. Probably gonna have to main deck a couple of these cards I'm not super happy about, but I don't mind main decking a Baneslayer. Still need a couple more playables. I mean, Crusaders main deckable, Ballistas main deckable, you know. Moat. Moat could kind of replace a Wrath of God. We have Chase to kill people once we moated, plus like 4 flying creatures. Yeah, why not? Resto. Resto gotta leave better since we pick Reflector Mage, I guess Angel of Invention. Moat. Yeah, why not? Why the hell not? Sun Titan. Yeah, I don't think we'll play Seeker. The problem with Sun Titan right now is like, it's not getting anything good back, really, and it doesn't play well with Moat. We have like Arid Mesa, Reflector Mage, like we have 2 things we can get back, kind of realistically. I think it's just mostly a 6/6 for 6, which is not really what we want. This curve is kind of looking bad, but yeah, it's weird because blue is like was super open. Looks like we were in the right colors, yet because of, I think mostly because of the card that were open during the draft, our deck does not look so good and the curve is looking pretty clunky. It's not the end of the world though. I mean, again, these can come later. Still kind of a clunky, slowish curve. Is it worth splashing for Helix? Maybe. We need a last playable. And we have so much fixing for reds. Alright, let's do that. So it's pretty even between blue and white. I guess a little bit more blue. This is blue, this is blue, this is white, this is colorless, this is white, this is white. We're not gonna play any mountain. This is blue white, blue white, blue white. This is white, I guess. So if we do something like that, this is 10 blue sources and 9 white sources. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Alright. Blue-white control, again, a little bit frightened about the curve, but the power level is pretty high. And the deck is looking... Yeah, there is really a curve issue, but I don't think we could have done match. Like, each time there was something cheap, I kind of picked it. And we just end up kind of getting only 4 drops somehow. Not sure if anything could have be done about that during the draft. Now, it is what it is. We'll just see how it goes. But that was the draft. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did. Thanks for watching, and see you for round 1.